Two Jasper area Catholic schools are talking about the possibility of merging. We'll have more on that. Plus, flu shots are now available in DuBois County. More on why you should get one. And Scott Solomon and Ed Walston are our guests this evening on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We lead off tonight with a sizable drug bust at a Jasper apartment complex. A complaint from a nearby resident resulted in a Jasper man's arrest after police found a large amount of drugs in his apartment. K-9 officers with the Jasper Police Department and the DuBois County Sheriff's Department were called to an apartment in the Mill Creek apartment complex along 36th Street at 2:20 p.m. yesterday on a report of a lot of people going into and out of the apartment and potential drug activity. When they arrived, police noted a strong smell of marijuana coming from the apartment. Police obtained a search warrant, and upon carrying out the search warrant, they found about 5.5 pounds of marijuana, hashish, edible THC, various paraphernalia, and scales. Upon this discovery, the renter of the apartment, 28-year-old Marcus Crow of Jasper, was arrested and lodged in the DuBois County Security Center. He is facing felony charges for dealing marijuana and for possession of marijuana. Crow faces an additional misdemeanor for possession of hashish, along with possession of paraphernalia and maintaining a common nuisance charges. Well, we're approaching flu season once again, and this year's flu vaccines are now available in DuBois County. Pediatric and adult influenza vaccines are available daily at the DuBois County Health Department from 8 to 11 a.m. and from 1 till 3 p.m. There is a $30 fee for the regular influenza vaccine. A high-dose vaccine is available for those 65 and older at a cost of $45. County health officials say they are accepting private insurance, Medicaid, and Medicare Part B as methods of payment this year. All insurance cards will have to be presented at the time of service. The health department says everyone 6 months and older should get the flu vaccine. DuBois County Health Department Administrative Director Donna Oding says it's the best way to keep people healthy this flu season.
The best way to protect yourself from getting the flu is to get the flu shot, the annual flu shot. And you have to get it every year because the vaccine changes just a little bit every year. It is developed to protect you against what we think will be the most likely viruses spreading through the community. So the vaccine is specific yearly. So you need to get a flu vaccine. That's your best prevention.
Oding says the department anticipates the vaccine being readily available for the most part, as there have been no worries on shortages up to this point.
We have not heard anything that there's going to be any kind of shortage this year, so we expect to have the vaccine available throughout the season. Remember, though, that once you get the influenza shot, it does take 2 weeks for that to become effective within your system.
Officials say, though everyone ought to get the vaccine, there are several groups of people who definitely should get the vaccine because they are at the highest risk for the flu. These include children younger than the age of 5, especially those younger than 2 years old, adults 65 years of age and older, pregnant women, and people who have medical conditions including chronic lung disease, asthma, even if it's controlled or mild, heart disease, or a weakened immune system due to disease or medication. Other groups at risk include those who live in nursing homes and other long-term care facilities. Also included are those such as healthcare workers who work or live with people at high risk for the flu. The flu is mainly spread through droplets that are generated when someone coughs, sneezes, or even talks. The droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people nearby. A less common way of getting the flu is touching a surface or object that has the flu virus on it, and then touching one's own mouth, eyes, or nose. Health officials say there are several tips to follow to avoid getting the flu. These include getting plenty of rest, eating right, washing your hands, sneezing or coughing into your shirt sleeve or a tissue, avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, don't visit someone who is sick, and if you're sick, stay at home. Two local Catholic schools are preparing to begin a merger process. Holy Family School and Precious Blood School will soon move towards merging into a larger school system. In a letter that was sent out Monday evening, Holy Family Parish Pastor Father John Beglin and Father Gary Kaiser, the pastor for Precious Blood as well as for St. Mary's in Ireland, outlined data gathered from various surveys and interviews. According to the letter, the data led to a suggestion by the Strategic Planning Core team of one Catholic education system for Du Bois County, and both pastors say they feel it is the right direction for the schools moving forward. Father Kaiser says the change should make things more efficient for the Catholic schools in the area.
For me, I think that it is achieving our goal of being more efficient, using the resources as best we can for whether it be the teachers, whether it be the staff, whether it be the funding we have. I think us working together.
Precious Blood Catholic School Principal Michelle Brandel says working with the other schools will help in the long term.
Just pooling our resources, anytime we can work together with the other schools, it's always going to make everything we do much stronger and more effective.
Head of the Jasper Deanery of the Catholic Diocese of Evansville, Father Ray Brenner, says the core team, which is made up of 2 to 3 representatives from all 11 parishes in the deanery, met multiple times to discuss changes that could be made by the diocese. He says that is the result from strategic planning that has been done over the years.
Well, like a lot of parishes are merging in different areas of the diocese, and some of the schools as well. I mean, one took place in Evansville on the west side years ago, and some of that continues to happen. And so I feel it would be in the best interest to combine Precious Blood and Holy Family into one school system.
The first wave of changes across the Evansville Diocese was announced during a press conference on Friday in Evansville, but no changes in Du Bois County parishes were formally announced. Under the current format, Holy Family has students from preschool age through to 8th grade, while Precious Blood currently houses students from preschool age through 5th grade. Father Brenner says with declining enrollment at Holy Family, that school is now down to 197 students, and the fact that very few Precious Blood students transfer to Holy Family for 6th, 7th, and 8th grades, a merger would likely beef up enrollment. There are currently about 250 students enrolled at Precious Blood School. Father Brenner says any changes that would be made at either school will not happen until at least next school year. For the time being, discussions are set to continue between the pastors, school principals, and congregations. Finally this evening, another locally based federal entity is closed in the wake of the ongoing government shutdown. The Patoka River National Wildlife Refuge is currently closed as funding for the facility expired yesterday. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services officials say though they are aware of the hardship that this imposes on those that the reservoir serves, the closure is necessary since there is no funding and all activities are canceled. This includes activities on refuge properties such as hunting, fishing, hiking, and wildlife viewing from public roads. Fish and Wildlife Services officials also say that the Refuge Appreciation Day that was set to take place this coming Saturday, October 5th, is canceled due to uncertainty surrounding when the government shutdown will end. The annual event was set to take place at the Maxey Marsh Nature Trail area. Public bus tours, guided hikes, kids crafts, and complimentary lunch were set to be included as a part of this year's event. Officials say that this cancellation is also regrettable, but guidelines of the shutdown prohibit any volunteer work from being performed. Park officials say that only limited functions will continue, such as necessary responses to emergencies, essential functions that need to be performed, and any action necessary to protect human life or personal property. Officials want to remind everyone that during the lapse in funding and the shutdown of the park, that public access to service properties will be strictly prohibited and all fish and wildlife management along with public programs will be canceled. For more information, you can visit doi.gov/shutdown. Coming up after the break, a dreary Wednesday with chances of rain continuing through the rest of the week. More on that ahead in your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform featuring Scott Salmon and Ed Walston with Will Reed and Sing for Food. That's all up next here on 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.